so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you.
What we have to do is to focus and pursue our freedom. Biafra remains the only hope for all of us. Biafra remains the only hope for every one of us. There is no other thing you have. There is no other contract you have on that zoo except to propagate the gospel of Biafra. Exactly, Watson. We must have to continue to propagate the gospel of Biafra. There's nothing we can do. There's no two ways about it. We must have to continue to propagate the gospel of Biafra because that is the only place our hope lies. That is the only place our hope lies. It is so sad, the situation we have found ourselves. It is so sad what we are going through. It is really disturbing. It's really disturbing. The rate of hatred we are having in that contraction. But yet, some people are still pretending as if all is well. Why are they pretending? Because of their greed, because of their jealousy, because of their personal and private agenda. That is why. And how long shall we continue to go on that very direction? How long shall we continue to follow such kind of path? It is sad, but that is the situation. It is really, really sad. The only way out for us today is to continue to work together as Biafrans. It doesn't matter where you found yourself. The message we are preaching today is a very important message because we are getting into a very critical part of this very restoration of Biafra. We are walking into the critical aspect of the restoration of Biafra. And in this critical aspect, which is going to commence from 29th of this month, it is going to be critical. Some of you will take it as a joke, as usual. Some of you will take it for fun, as usual. But I'm telling you, we are moving into another stage. Another stage of this struggle is going to be open from 29th. And it's a very critical time that it's going to be. So, what we are, if you want to save yourself, if you are a politician, those who call themselves elites or Hanez, and you want to save yourself from the tragedy that is coming, you must retrace your step. You must retrace your step and begin to ask the right question and key in into the struggle. That's the only thing that will save you. The level we are going now, the only thing that will save these politicians, those who call themselves elites, all these celebrities and whatever they call themselves, the only rescue they're going to have is to open their mouth and begin to speak for Biafra. Is to begin to defend their own people. They have sold us for a very long time. They have made name with us. They have made money with us. They have used us for sacrifice a very long time. And we cannot continue to allow them to trade us for money. Not anymore. We cannot continue to allow the politicians, Ohanes and Igbo, and the rest of them to continue to trade us for their own selfish interests. They have done it for too long. Very soon, another section of this very restoration of Biafra is going to be open. And this one is going to be open. If you want to be safe, you better stand up and pursue Biafra. Focus on it. Join and do what you have to do. Speak up. Speak up. Why are we so scared? Why is it that in this generation that we have the most chaotic set of people you have in that Zodiac Republic becomes the Biafran people? Why? When you come to politics, the most destructive part of the place we have now, the most cowards we have in that country today are the Biafran people, Biafran politicians. Biafran politicians, they're the greatest coward you can think of. But what are we doing? Every one of us is keeping silent. Every one of us is keeping quiet. Isaiah Victor, Ifan Ichuku, you can send me a DM. You can DM me. You can send me a DM. Send me a DM, or you can send me a message through my WhatsApp group. My WhatsApp. I have a WhatsApp number that I always post on my videos sometimes there. Just send me a DM, then I can be able to read your message later. So every one of us must pay attention. Every one of us must pay attention. Focus on the real thing. We are getting into a very critical time. A critical time. A critical time. The Biafrans have endured enough. They have sold us and traded us for their self-interest for a very long time. The so-called politicians, the elites, and some greedy men and women who are hovering around everywhere, trading their own blood, trading their own people for money. Look at the North. When you look at the North now, you look at the Northern people. Regardless that the North have a pronounced terrorist, people that have been pronounced by terrorists by the whole world, a known terrorist group, still, the northern part of Nigeria, they embrace them. They even come to tell you that they are their warriors. When they arrest them, they continue to release them and put them back into the military or into the police. It continues to happen and happen and happen. But your own brother that is asking for something that is legitimate, referendum, self-determination, your own brother, you are demonizing your brother. You demonize your brother and you tagged your own brother a terrorist, and now you are now the one betraying your own brother and handing your brother over for his life to be taken. That is how bad it is. Look at the North. The northern part of the Nigeria, where you will know that there are existing terrorist groups, about 4 of them, 4 existing terrorist groups, and the people that are sponsoring bringing the foot soldiers for this 4 terrorist group is the Fulanis. It is not a hate speech. This is the truth. If you like, you can go and verify by yourself. The foot soldiers for the 4 terrorist groups we have in Nigeria, their foot soldiers are all Fulanis. They are the ones providing the foot soldiers. And yet, you see their own brothers embracing them, covering them, giving them support, including bringing them into the military, bringing them into the police, granting them pardon. Even when they were caught in action, committing crime, they grant them pardon. But you, your own brother, your own child that is making a genuine request, a legitimate request of self-determination, you can't even speak on his behalf. You will not even allow him to air his own opinion. When the enemy come against him, you will be the one to be an informant against him for your own selfish interest. That is how they have beaten those political sets. Their brain have been beaten so much that they now believe that the only way they can become relevant is by selling out their people. By betraying their people, that is the only way they can become relevant. And that is why you see what is happening in Biafra land is happening. That is why you see how Biafra land have been destabilized and insecure. That is why you have checkpoints everywhere in Biafra land and nobody is talking. That is why you see Biafra land being militarized. Biafra land militarized and nobody is speaking about it. Nobody is opposing it. That is why you see the military coming to Biafra land to take innocent life and nobody raise the dust. Because they have sold out. They no longer care. They are concerned about their own personal interests, about their own envy and jealousy. They are occupied with their own personal interests, forgetting the collective interest of those people who gave them the opportunity, who they claim to be representing. It is so sad. It is so sad. Every one of us must sit up at this particular point in time. Every one of us must sit up wherever you are. There is no more time for us to begin to listen to blackmails and propaganda and all these their lies. It is a time for us all to sit up. Exactly once and on stage. The vote of confidence have been cast against them. We are all casting the vote. If you have not casted the vote, just like my brother have written here, please do go to Twitter. I have announced it several times. Go and follow my on Twitter. Go on Twitter and cast your own votes. Biafrans are already casting. And almost all the whole Biafran have voted against these very people who call themselves Southeastern leaders. Vote of no confidence. Biafrans have cast a vote of no confidence on them. And it will be fully activated from 29th of this month. That's why I'm telling you, from 29th onwards, it is not going to be business as usual. If you have a brother, uncle, auntie, sister, in-law that is in the military, that is part of the politicians, you better go and advise them. You better go and talk to them. If you have a friend who is in the military, you better, after 29, it cannot be the same again. It cannot be the same again. Our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic in Israel have made it clear that whatever transition they are making, we are not part of it. As they are transitioning into their new government, new Sharia government, we are moving out of that Zoological Republic completely. And we are going to protect our territory. And he went ahead to announce that if you are serving in any force in the zoo after 29th, coming to Biafran territory without your uniform, you are risking your life. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter who you think you are. It doesn't matter who sent you. If you find yourself in Biafra territory after 29th, you have yourself to blame. The time has come when every Biafran has to stand up. We have to stand up and face reality. Some of the things that we are saying here, when we say it, you don't believe it. But when you go online and see the report that's coming, I saw a report that was coming from Sahara Reporter, that the military men are complaining. Those of them in the barrack are complaining about the religious attack in the military, ethnic dehumanization attack in the military. What are you thinking? You know, when we talk about the intimidation here, people don't understand it. This intimidation, the ethnic attack and ethnic divisions, it is not just in the street. It is in every offices, from Aso Rock to the lowest, from the police to the army. Military men are complaining. Military officers are opening up the kind of dehumanization they are facing because of their tribe, because of their religion. And you know what that entails? You know what that entails? But you see some of them, because of fear, they can't even speak up. Some of them, because of the fear of their stomach, they can't even speak up. They are still pretending. Let's manage it and see what is going to happen. But I bet you, there's nothing to manage in the Zoological Republic. There's nothing to manage. The only thing to do is to end it all. So I'm talking also to those officers who are making that complaint. It is time to get out of it. It is time to tender your resignation. Wherever you are coming from, if you are from Oduduwa land, go back to Oduduwa land. If you are from a Biafran, tender your resignation and go back to Biafran land. That is the only thing that will save you. Because what is coming is it will be more than just ordinary dehumanization. What is coming will be more than just ordinary marginalization. It's going to be worse than that. So the earlier you retrace your step and look for a way out, the better for you. I know you won't take it serious. Most of the time, our spirit that have continued to warn. Our spirit Lamazin Nandekano, you know, he started warning from 2012, 2011. Our spirit Lamazin Nandekano continue to warn us of what you are seeing today. The Islamization of Nigeria that you are seeing today, Mazin Nandekano continue to warn and warn and warn and warn. But nobody listens. Nobody pays attention. People took him for a joke. They called him a troublemaker. They called him a tribalist. There's no kind of name they never gave him. But today, everybody is remembering Martin Nandekan that he said it. In the same vein today, our spokesperson, Mazi Samanepa, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic in exile, is warning and telling you, tender your resignation immediately. Tender your resignation and get out of that very place to save your life. Return back home. Return back home before it is too late. When we say Biafra is the only way, it is not just that we are saying it. That is a fact. Whether you accept it or you don't accept it, whether you believe it or not believe it, is a fact. A fact that you cannot deny. The more you continue to deny it, the more you continue to stare you at your face. The more you continue to deny it, the more you continue to expose you. And your pretense and denial will only endanger your life the more. What we are supposed to be doing today as Biafran is to put our heads together and begin to fight as one to get out of this contraption. There's no more time for begin to blackmail, propaganda, and attack each other. That time has gone. There's no time for that anymore. Anybody that calls himself a Biafra today and you still have time to begin to look at your brothers and your enemy, you don't know what you're doing. If you are a Biafran today and you are still focusing on your own brother as the enemy, spending your time, instead of talking about the real enemy, you are talking about your own brother, you're wasting your goddamn time. Channel your energy to the right source. We have the enemy that's up against us. We have the enemy that wants to destroy us. We have the enemy that's after our life. And what we are supposed to do is to rise up in full force. We have to rise up in full force, embrace each other, put our hands together to fight our way out of this very calamity. Don't be deceived that it's going to get better. It is going to get worse. Do not be deceived by anybody telling you that it's going to get better. It is going to get worse. And you have already started seeing the tone. Their new government that is coming, you have already started seeing their tone. They have already started marginalizing you, even before ever they enter into power. They have started marginalizing you. And you see the kind of divide and rule they are bringing. This coming government will be the worst ever. The worst ever. They have already come to Biafra land and begin to divide us and begin to plant their divide and rule. That is why they took the position that was meant for the Igbo Biafrans and they gave it to other part of Biafra. They gave it to the different area of Biafra area so that we begin to have problem with our brothers. So that we begin to have problem. But that's why they took a position that they know within their own self that normally this position is supposed to go to the Igbo Biafrans, but they took it away and they took it to our brothers in the different area to create a chaos and problem. To create divide and rule. And already you have seen that tone has started coming. Now you see the people, Biafran people fighting each other. You see Biafran people attacking each other because of the useless posts that will not offer them anything good. It's not even that they gave that man his brother. It's the person that they chose, Akpabio, a criminal. Somebody they are choosing to be their Senate president, a criminal, Akpabio. Just look at all the choices that that man have made. All of them that are coming into this cabinet, they are all bunch of criminals from A to Z. And what do you expect? When you have a drug baron as the president, what else? When you have a drug baron as your president, who do you expect to work with? Of course, he's going to work with his fellow criminals. A drug baron, your president, your vice president, a leader of Boko Haram, your senior president, a fraudster. And now you begin to imagine who they are going to make the Chief Justice of the Federation. You begin to imagine who they are going to make your Attorney General. Begin to look within your own self. You should be worried. Everybody that is genuine in that contraction should be worried. They should be worried. But because of their envy and jealousy, even when they know the truth, when they know that we are telling the truth, they will not buy into what we are saying because it is the Biafran people that are saying it. Instead, they'll be crying a different cry. Some of them are still hoping in the court. Some of them are still hoping in the court. A hopeless hope. Something that they know, they say no. Very well, that's not is which court are you hoping? Is it the same court that we have seen that took somebody that didn't contest election and made him a governor? The same court that made somebody who didn't contest election and made him a governor. The same court that approved somebody who didn't have work results to contest for presidency. Is that the people you're talking about? Are they the people you want to follow? Look at what they call election. This election they just did. An open robbery before the whole world. Everybody saw it. It was a robbery. It was a robbery. And we knew that it's going to come. We saw it coming. That is the difference between us and these people that call themselves activists. We don't just see things, we keep quiet. We see things, we see the end from the beginning. And when we see it, we begin to fight it and make sure it doesn't happen. How I wish that every other indigenous tribe in that contraption, we see things the way the Biafran people are seeing it. All this nonsense would have ended long ago. If every indigenous tribe will open their eyes and begin to see things the way Biafran are seeing it, all these stories will end. But of course, who cares? The Fulani Caliphate have mastered the plan. They have mastered their game. They come to your area, they choose one person, they empower the person with fraudulent money, allow the person to steal as much as he can, make it to be stupendously rich, and then he can now be able to manipulate every other person around him. When they were building Tinubu, you never knew that this is what their plan was. When they were building Tinubu, you'll be surprised. Why is it that with all the criminal charges against Tinubu, he has never been jailed? Why is it that all his criminal cases against him, he has never been prosecuted? Before your own very eyes, during election, you saw a bullion van, 2 bullion van going to the home of Tinubu. And everybody kept quiet. Nobody spoke about it up to today. He wasn't prosecuted up to today. Even in the face of that state, they allowed him to conduct the election. This case of being a drug baron, they knew about it even before he contested. All those information should be available. Somebody that his identity is questionable. His identity from A to Z is questionable. Nobody knows his state of origin. Nobody knows his date of birth. Nobody knows the kind of business he's doing. And nobody knows even his name. And yet, he rose to the stage of contesting for presidency. And after contesting the presidency, he still maneuvered his way to pronounce himself as the winner. And all of a sudden, you think you can go and overturn it in the court. You're a joker. The same court that was not able to jail him all this while. With all the money he stole in Lagos State. The same court that was not able to jail him. And now they are preparing to put him as a president. And you think after May 29th, then you will see something different. You are a dreamer. Keep on dreaming. Keep on dreaming. And some of them are hoping on their prayers. We know there is power in prayer, but you don't deceive yourself with prayers. Prayer without work is rubbish, is in vain. Why is it now that you remember to pray? Why didn't you do your work? Where were you? Were you sleeping when you allowed him to contest, let alone winning? Were you sleeping? All this rubbish you are saying today, didn't you see it before now? Didn't you see it before now? As if that is not enough. The man we are even talking about is not even healthy. If it was to be a healthy man, that's a different thing. His health alone is why you should know that that is an evil plan by the caliphate. His health alone will let you know that the Boko Haram want to take over Nigeria by force through Tinubu. A desperate man who told his son. And if for him to get the presidency means sacrificing every human being in that Zuluka Republic, he will do so. That is his death wish. Just to be pronounced as a president, and that is it. That is what he wants. And then the Boko Haram will take over the country. Already, the Boko Haram has succeeded in planting a vice president. And people are pretending as if it's okay. As if the former information they had was not enough. Even after pronouncing him as the vice president, now he is visiting his members. He's visiting the terrorists. He's visiting the bandits, speaking to them, laughing with them, and taking pictures with the bandits. And you think this is normal. And you're not worried. You're not scared. You don't want to wake up. Well, there's no problem. Keep on sleeping.